Hi guys, welcome to episode 1 of introducing the new age of technology into the world of business. And I am super excited to start with a tool that I've been using and I can share it with you. I think a lot of us have been using AI in different ways, or the way technology is something of a concern to some people. There's maybe a stage where you're just too concerned with it and you've not approached it yet and you're not kind of sure on what to do. So this tool is called Perplexity, and it's a tool that have designed their own browser now. So if you think Google browser, so if I got Chrome down here, you would load up traditionally, and then you'd use your browser as you would in there. What Comet does is it allows you to have Perplexity's search full powerful toolkit within the center of your screen. It allows you to see all your backdrop of library that you can control, and it allows you to have full control over your plan settings down the bottom. So we'll get to that in a bit. We'll talk a bit more about the power of this toolkit. For me, it's been an absolute revelation. You can absolutely start simple, but what you hear about software, you remember software engineering, you now hear prompt engineering, which is the number one accuracy part about using credits and using AI to its best capability. What I tend to do is ask my tool to write the best prompt to create the best outcome. So you're refining down the data or the information you're searching for, and then you're using the tool to then reapply and refactor out you maybe a clearer plan or a clearer answer. There is always going to be the case with any tool like this that there will be errors. There'll be slight things that you'll need to go in and tweak as a team and as a human. But that is the beauty of this transition. It's unlocking so much more information for us and allowing us now to get in to use it to the best degree. So let's have a little go and a little play. So let's say I would always say create a prompt for my research into how we build our latest marketing campaign as a business whose coffee, let's say it's a coffee house, we are independent and have a well-built branding plus following locally, and don't want to overspend but need to do something over the Christmas period. Let's say that. And then we just say we are based in the southwest of England. Let's just say that. And we'll do research first for the prompt. And then here you've got research. For deeper research, you've got creation of projects. So it gives you an instant prompt back. And then what your goal should be. So what are the most effective low budget Christmas marketing strategies? How can we capitalize on our existing brand? And then you would go research, do the research to build more depth into the plan and form it based in, say, Bath, UK. So I probably agree with it. Say, yes, looks good. Please do. So now it will take a few minutes to go in and do some deeper research. And while it's doing that, if you wanted to perhaps, you can see how many websites it's sort of, they call scraping, but it's, reading just like you would with any online presence. If you're running any form of Google ads or historical platform use, it's always been reading data, sharing data, and then giving you outcomes. And that's what SEO has been built on for years, and now AI is sort of building into that. So it gives you a really clear plan based on some competitors. It gives you the link, so it's showing you the research here. Goes into more depth, maybe in terms of exacting needs, promotions, go like that. Okay, so say you wanted to query or do a little bit more research. It will load a separate window of the research. Okay, so this is Love to Shop, quite a big retail site. You can go to Assistant and you can say, take over this website, this screen, and sense check if it's a reputable place to find advice and or support from. As a small coffee shop, we want to make the best decisions we can't spell for life. Okay, you just go like this, and when you say take over the screen, what you'll see is that it will have read that website and it given you a well-established UK company basis, a reputation score, a transparency, an industry standing, a regulatory standing, and that's it, right? That's life. That's your world of research done. So cool, done that research, I've checked the sources, because a lot of people say on AI, right, that the sources, be careful what it's saying, be careful what it's doing. Yeah. You're checking the source and you're making notes on the source. And the only further advice or recommendations you can take to check, did they then directly have a chat to this company? But this is scraping and reading the information this company is giving you. So it can't be any less trustworthy than calling them, unless they've built their website on complete falsities, which would not be good. But that doesn't happen. People don't do that in business. They build their websites because they're engaging honesty and clarity as much as they can. So there's that. In the next stage, you've got the third toggle along the bottom where you can create a project from scratch. And then you say, create a full plan on this for me with as much data and average costs we should be considering. Let's say we turn over 100K per year and don't like to spend more than 10% of budget on marketing. Suggest if that's right. Oh, and how or this tool could help us do it more cost effectively. All right, so now we're going to spend up to 9-10 minutes. Sometimes it does it quicker. Looking at the research side of what we've already done. So it's already remembering what we've already researched. It's then going back to the research, and then it's going deeper. So it's going to spend more time actually doing some of those checks and balances. So for me, it's all about the quality of data, the quality of the research, which you can put in front of then your marketing team or your agency or other. And if you've got a good team, they should be working with you and adapting around your business, because you care about your business profit, you care about your outcomes. And if you're not seeing the return, your research, you've got to feed the better data. The better you can become at finding the realities and make these decisions as a team, the more easy it will be to find teams that will get better outcomes and then narrow down the costs that you are faced with. We put our faith in people, which is absolutely the norm, but it's really hard to navigate this part when you're a business. So I'm just trying to find the best solutions I can as a business to navigate what I'm being told, what I'm going to spend, and try and focus on reducing that spend as much as I can as a business, because it doesn't necessarily mean less spend. If you're a big established business, it just means better spend per pound. So what can you actually get out of that money by using this stuff? How can you stay ahead of the market, stay ahead of the tech, and feed your team, feed your whole business better, which is one of the core principles of building business better, right? So we got to save ourselves headaches going forwards. And I think this is imperative now, as margins, cost and spend are so crucial. Here we go. So it's got a comprehensive Christmas marketing plan for Bath independent costs, traditional marketing costs here. AI-powered marketing costs are here. You can see the spending saves. Now, I would never say don't embrace your agency. You have to, I think, bring us all together, and I will be open to critique and implementation strategy reviews. I mean, if you're not being held to the fire, your feet held to a fire, if you're trying to grow a business out, what are you doing? If you're constantly silent or shrugging off your business owners and leaders to say, look, stop talking to me, we know better, I think that's the wrong attitude. We have to have better upfront discussions and better engagements to then iron out all this data. And now with AI being right in front of our faces as businesses, we've seen this. We can see the insides, and we know that there is more possible. So we can then negotiate. We appreciate time. I charge time. My costs 2,500 for a basic growth plan, 5 with appointment setters, and goes up from there to the size of the business. But I can include the toolkits that AI have provided us with at the lower cost point to enable that business better. I'd rather hand more momentum to the business, because if the business grows better, I grow better. And then it's vice versa. We share the weight going forwards. If we share better as business owners that load, then there's far less room. You reduce the room for all those horrible back and forths and issues going on about it all. So the recommended investment, it's given around 2.5. So obviously this is specific. You can hand a lot of this to your internal team or agency and then you've got a really succinct plan to work on. Amend it, adapt it, tone it against your current plan, and you can export it as a PDF, a markdown file, a docx, Perplexity page. So I know how that is. Let's go PDF at the top. It's clearly labeled, and at the bottom you should have all of your links and sources for research. You're not, copying and mimicking, and everything is in market and business is all about learning off who's doing what, where, when, trying to focus on what's good for you as a business, and then growing it up together with your relative team and budget. So I hope that's helpful. And that's been the way I've been approaching every idea that I've had going forward over the last research period, and it goes into every one of my growth plans, and we focus on those key principles. We stop, we review, we present, we work together, and then we optimize. So as a business executive coach, I spend the time with you to discuss this stuff through. I work hard to make the plans fit and bespoke for each business, and then I bring in certain partners where needed to help carve out some of the legwork so we can actually push on with the key plan and communication, which is number one thing in business. So I hope that helped, and see you soon.